Oh, no. Turn my sound down. Shalom and welcome. Giving all praises, glory to the Most High. Happy new month, happy new moon, happy new beginnings of our month. We're going to be going over the scriptures pertaining to the new moon tonight. And I welcome everybody coming in. As always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3 and 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Shama Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. So I'm just going to go through a lot of scriptures tonight, since it is the feast day, concerning the new moon, the different times that we see it in the scriptures, and how it pertains to us, trying to come together and with the Most High, by Shalom Mashiach Yahushua, to ask for, forgiveness for the things that we done wrong. It's a time of new beginnings, every month. He give us a chance to atone for things that we done wrong. Numbers 10 and 10. And whatsoever you do and what or deed, do all by Shalom Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Shalom Mashiach Yahushua, as it tells us in Colossians 3:17. So everything that we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior, going to the Most High on our behalf, because he said no man come to the Father but by him. So Numbers 10 and 10, pertaining to our solemn feast day of the new month. It was called the new month before the new moon, because it's the beginning of our month. Numbers 10 and 10. Also on the day of your gladness and in your solemn days, in the beginnings of your months. You see, it's at the beginning of our months, the first day of our months. You shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. You see, we given these different offerings pertaining to dealing with what we are done with from the prior month, that they may be to you for a memorial before the Lord power. I am the Most High, your power. You see? So these are the things that we done before. Now we ask the Most High, Bashama Bashak Yahushua, in the name of the Lord and Savior, for the forgiveness of our sins in this day and time. Because the Mashiach Yahushua was the ultimate sacrifice. So that's why you see Romans 12 and 1 pertaining to us today. We today, Romans 12 and 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High. Mercies is getting something you don't deserve to get many times. You see, that's why we have, like I say, a new month feast to be able to get a new beginning and forgiveness of whatever we did that was wrong in the prior month. So I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So when we look at, like I tell y'all, the words that I'm giving you in definition, so you can actually be able to read the Bible with more understanding than going anywhere else outside of the Bible, because what's holy? Romans 7 and 12. Romans 7 and 12. We got to present our bodies, holy. How will we do that? Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. So we have to present our bodies before the Most High by doing what he's telling us to do, which is keep his commandments. That you present your bodies a living sacrifice. I mean, you got to give something up. Sacrifice is you not doing everything you want to do. Like right now, I see people gonna come and go because they really not honoring the new moon. It's a new moon feast. Oh, it's rules and regulations. Oh, no, they don't want that. But we gotta present our bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, meaning keeping of the commandments and the laws of the Most High, because the commandments is holy, the law is holy and just and good. Acceptable unto the Most High. That's what's acceptable to the Most High, that we do what he say do. Simple as that, which is your reasonable service, it said. It's your reasonable service to the Most High to do what he say do, follow his commandments, and yet still you want him to bless you with whatever you praying for, but yet still you don't have to do what he say do. The time that he took to give us the laws, you don't have to do it. But yet still, that's why I'm doing that lesson on, can you sin because you're under grace? Because you're under grace, does that mean that gives you a validation to sin? Come on now, think about it. And be not conformed to this world. A lot of people conform to this world. Whatever's going on in the world, they want to know what's happening. They want to be in the know. You got to be separate and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, the way you think. If you still think the same way you did in the world, then you ain't in the truth. You straddling the fence. It's not. That's dangerous. You're not really in the truth all the way. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, the way you think, that you may prove what is that good. We just read was good in Romans 7 and 11, 7 and 12. So like you. The law is holy, commandment holy and just and good, right? Prove that is that good. The commandments and the laws that you're doing that the Most High would have us to do and acceptable. That's why I say acceptable unto the Most High in verse 1. Acceptable to the Most High and doing what he say do. And perfect will of the Most High. You see? That's easy. That's nothing hard. So let's look at Psalms, the 81st chapter. We're going to read from verse 1 down. Psalms 81. Psalm 81 and 1. Sing aloud. Remember, say this is our time of gladness. So these holy days are not supposed to be dealing with things that are bothering you. This is a day that we let all that go and we be happy. Can you do that? I mean, it's a time to be joyful. Like he just said, rejoicing in your solemn feast day. It says, sing aloud unto the Most High, our strength. Hear that? Sing aloud. Supposed to be singing songs unto the Most High, our strength. Make a joyful noise. You can't sing a joyful noise and you walk around all bad and got an attitude. How you gonna sing a joyful noise and you got an attitude? Think about that. I hate that. But all of a sudden you're gonna just flip it and you just happy as can be. Get out of here. That's what he said. Sing loud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the Most High power of Jacob. It says, take a psalm. That's songs, y'all. And bring hither the timbrel, tambourines, and present harp, piano, which is, the harp is nothing but a piano, being vertical. Piano was the harp being horizontal. The present harp with the psaltery, blow up the trumpet in the new moon. That's what we're dealing with. I like to say the new month. They changed it to moon, but it was the new month. Like we just read in Numbers 10 and 10. In the time appointed on your solemn feast day. See, it's a solemn feast day. This was a statute. You got to look at this. This was a statute for Israel, right? For the Israelites. All 12 tribes of Israel is a statute for us and a law of the Most High power of Jacob. You hear that? It's a law that we do this. every month, every first day of the month. It's a law. And a law of the most high power of Jacob. So anybody that want to don't be involved in it, you're in sin. You're in sin. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony. This when Joseph was in Egypt. When he went through, excuse me, when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. Wow. So he ain't hearing nothing that the Egyptians saying. Think about that. Y'all want to say the Most High love everybody. He said he went through the land of Egypt where he heard a language that he understood not. That's how much he care about whatever they saying. You got to see this, man. Everybody been lied to. Marshall Shai said, since y'all love y'all Jesus, this was Hamashiach Yahweh Shai said in St. John 14:15. Point blank. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Straight up. He said, if you love him, keep the commandments, man. Straight up. And this is a commandment. You heard what he just said. It's a law that he ordained way back in the time that Joseph was ruling over Egypt. Joseph was in Egypt, because we ruled Egypt for about 350 years. Understand that, in captivity about 80 years. 1 John 5:3. 1 John 5:3. Most High said, this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. He's supposed to be sad at doing what he said do. He just told you, be happy. Rejoice in the solemn feast day. It's a law that the Most High ordained, So be happy about it. Luke 6:46. Luke 6:46. And why call me? Someone was speaking to us. He said, why call me? Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, Jesus, and do not the things which I say. He just told you, if you love him, keep his commandments. You got moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws that we keep it right now while we honoring the new moon. Not only that, when you look at Matthew 19 and 16, and behold, one came and said unto him, good master, good ruler. I don't like to use that word master because that goes back to Baal. They put it in there. What good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? Wouldn't everybody want eternal life? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. So we identifying the Most High is not himself, right? But if thou wilt enter into life, he said, keep the commandments. You want everlasting life? He said, keep the commandments. What part of that you don't understand? You Christian sanity people that's really thinking that, you're teaching the people the right way, and you once that's simple, y'all following the way that's contrary to what he just said. To say you're not under the law, you under mercy and grace. You under grace, in other words. Come on, man. He said, but if thou, that's you, will enter into life, that's everlasting life, eternal life, keep the commandments. Can't get no clearer than that. And we just heard a commandment that we're looking at right now. And that is doing what the Most High say do. No more, no less. I want to look at First Ezra 5 and 51. Also, they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is commanded in the law, and offered sacrifices daily, as was meet. You see, and after that, the continual oblations, and the sacrifice of the Sabbaths, and of the new moons, and of all holy feasts. You see? So we held the new moons of old while we're coming back to our culture, our traditions that were ordained by the Most High, as we read in Psalms 81st chapter. And all they that had made any vow to the Most High began to offer sacrifices to the Most High from the first day of the seventh month, which is the Feast of Trumpets and the new moon, because the first day of every month is a new moon feast. But we have a double feast with in the seventh month, the first day, because it is the Feast of Blowing of the Trumpets, although the temple of the Most High was not yet built. So when somebody's saying that we can't keep the commandments or keep the laws or keep the feast days because we don't have a temple, you hear what it said? Although they say, the first day of the seventh month, we kept the feast, which is the feast of the blowing of the memorial of the trumpets, although the temple of the Most High was not yet built. You see? And that's how this goes, man, without a shadow of a doubt. It's not something that you can look at, okay, well, we can't do it. We rehearse it. We trying our best to do the best we can in captivity. Don't let anybody tell you no difference. Since we're in Ezra, go to first Ezra, second Ezra, the first chapter. It's a pretty powerful chapter here. And I'm going to start at verse 4. And the word of the Most High came unto me, who is Ezra, saying, Go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds, and sinners the transgressor of the Most High's laws, and their children their wickedness, which they have done against me, against the Most High, that they may tell their children's children, because the sins of their fathers are increased in them. For they have forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods, so idols. And right now, I ask people, do you know the Most High? Can you go in the Bible and just show me the Most High? Not what the Most High telling Israel, not this, that, or third, whatever. I'm just talking about him. Say, we have forgotten him. Now they got doctrine say the Most High don't even exist. Mashiach Yahushua supposed to be the Most High. The Most High supposed to be a Mashiach Yahushua. The Most High let part of his body come down here and let the white man kill part of his body. That's a Mashiach Yahushua. Then he rose, then went back to the right-hand side of himself. And when he was on the earth, he prayed to himself. I mean, come on now. That's why Proverbs 122 says, how long you simple ones, when you love simplicity, man. Y'all got to start thinking. It makes no sense. You know, in the Most High, he loves the sinner, but he hates the sin. Things of that nature. You know, that's ridiculous. It's, what is he going to judge you on? It said, go thy way and show my people their sinful deeds. You see? Verse 6, because the sins of their fathers are increased in them, for they have forgotten me, he said, and have offered unto strange gods, strange idols. Am not even he, the Most High, saying this, that brought them out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsels. He said, he told Ezra, pull thou off then the hair of thy head. So the condition that we in, oh yeah. He told Ezra, this the Most High. Tell the Most High he's off. He told Ezra to cut his hair off, man. He said, pull thou off then the hair of thy head, and cast all evil upon them, for they have not been obedient unto my law. Can't get no clearer than that. You think you don't have to follow the Most High's law? He said, told Ezra to pull off his hair, man. and cast all evil upon us, we the Israelites. But they have not been obedient unto my law, the same law that the preachers are saying you're not under, and telling you under grace, and you're a Gentile. The mercy and grace is only to the Israelites, who are the saints, point blank. Wisdom of Solomon 3:9, Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. But it is a rebellious people, he said. How long shall I forbear them? Under whom I have done so much good? Hear this? Most I said, how long is he going to forbear us who have done so much good to us? Say, many kings have I destroyed for their power, their sakes. Pharaoh with his servants and all his power have I smitten down, drowned him in the Red Sea. And we've seen him. We've seen Pharaoh and all his hosts, which mean armies, on the shore, and still murmured against the Most High. All the nations have I destroyed before them. And in the east, I have scattered the people of 2 provinces, even of Tyrus and Sidon, and have slain all their enemies. Speak thou therefore unto them, saying, thus say the Most High Power, I led you through the sea. I just want to talk about the Most High right now. I led you through the sea, and in the beginning gave you a large and safe pasture. I gave you Moses for a leader, and Aaron for a priest. I gave you light and a pillar of fire, and great wonders have I done among you, yet have you forgotten me, said the Most High. Thus said the Almighty Power, the quails were as a token for you. I gave you tents for your safeguard. Nevertheless, you murmured up there, complaining, because a lot of y'all complain to man, but you really complain to the Most High. Where are the benefits that I have done for you? When you were hungry and thirsty in the wilderness, what did he do with us? Did you not cry unto me, saying, why hast thou brought us into this wilderness to kill us? It had been better for us to have served the Egyptians. Listen at this. Saying it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in this wilderness. Then had I pity upon your mournings, crying to the Most High, and gave you manna to eat. So you did eat angels' food. When you were thirsty, did I not cleave the rock, and the waters flowed out to your field? For the heat, I covered you with the leaves of the trees. I divided among you a fruitful land. I cast out the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Philistines before you. What shall I yet do more for you? Said the Most High. Thus said the Almighty Power. When you were in the wilderness, in the river of the Amorites, being athirst and blaspheme my name, I gave you not fire for your blasphemies, but cast a tree in the water and made the river sweet. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel? Thou Judah, would it not obey me? I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. Saying ye have forgotten me, Judah, that's why he go turn to the northern tribes. I will forsake you also when you desire me to be gracious unto you. What do you think? I mean, you got to look at this, because a lot of people, they really taught that they don't have to keep the Most High, do what the Most High say do. That's what you're saying when you say you're not under the laws. That's what you're saying. Verse 25, he said, seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When you desire me to be gracious unto you, like y'all want talking about y'all under grace. So when you desire me to give you grace, meaning to give you something you don't deserve to get, I shall have no mercy upon you. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve to get. I mean, he's going to give us what he feel we deserve to get. And you know, Hebrews 10:31 says, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. This serious. He said, I shall have no mercy upon you. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you. You hear that? Make the Most High hear you. When he said, whensoever ye call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. That's cold. Ye have not, as it were, forsaken me. Not almost like on clown us. He say, you have not, as it were, forsaken me. Say, you ain't just forsaken me, but your own selves, said the Most High. Thus said the Almighty Power. Have I not prayed you as a father his sons, as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes, that ye would be my people, and I should be your power, that ye would be my children, and I should be your father? I gathered you together. Listen to this close. I gathered you together as a hen gathers her chickens under her wings, protecting them. But now, what shall I do unto you? I will cast you out from my face. That's serious, man. He said, gonna cast us out from his face. When you offer unto me, listen to this. When you offer unto me, I will turn my face from you for your solemn feast days, your new moons. There go the new moons right here. Your new moons and your circumcisions have I forsaken. See, I could care less about it. He said, I sent you, my servants, the prophets, whom ye have taken. That's what we did. And slain. We took the prophets and killed them, knowing that the Most High sent them, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I will require of your hands, said the Most High. Man, that's cold. Thus said the Almighty, power. Your house is desolate. I will cast you out as the wind does stubble, like how you see tumbleweeds just blowing away. And your children shall not be fruitful, for they have despised my commandment and done the thing that is evil before me. That's why we got to look at this, so that looking at all this, we can change. Otherwise, we remain the same. And what's the difference between then and now? And we're looking to have, salvation, looking to come out of this captivity. We got to look at the things that's going to please the Most High. He the only one's going to deliver us. He the only one know. Nobody else know. Mashiach Yahushua don't know. The angels, nobody know but him. And when we get our act together and stop offending him with the things that you think not offending him, like calling him different names and so forth. You don't know why calling you no different name, do you? But yes, we call him, different names. That's not his name. I'll say the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said that's his name forever, the memorial to all generations. And Jacob was the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you're not of those 12 tribes of Israel, he's not your power, point blank. Or he said, look, real simple. It don't take a rocket science to figure this out. Luke 168. You got to fit in here, babe. Some kind of way. Luke 1:68. This is what we say he is. Luke 1:68. Blessed is the most high power of Israel. You see that? Blessed is the most high power of Israel. And Israel represent those 12 tribes I just named. But you have visited and redeemed his people. See? The Israelites are his people. So let's look at go to 2 Kings, the 4th chapter. Like I said, we're gonna go over scriptures pertaining to the new moon. 2 Kings, the 4th chapter. Um, um, Let's start at 2 Kings, the second chapter, verse 15. It say, and he said, call her. Call her. This woman hadn't had any children. And when he had called her, she stood in the door, and he said, he said, about this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son. And she said, no, my power, thou man of the Most High, do not lie unto thine handmaid. Why are you going to lie to me? He said, about this time, next year, you're going to embrace a son. And the woman conceived and bare a son. At that season, that Elisha had said unto her, according to the time of life, right? And when the child was grown, it fell on a day that he went out to his father to the reapers, reaping the crops. And he said unto his father, my head, my head. And he said to the lad, carry him to his mother. Something was wrong with his head. She was feeling something in his head. And when he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees till noon and then died. Massive stroke, heat stroke. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of the Most High and shut the door upon him and went out. And she called unto her husband and said, send me, I pray thee, one of the young men and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of the Most High and come again. And he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? This is what he said. It is neither new moon, see? It is neither new moon nor Sabbath. In every holy convocation, it's a Sabbath. So it's not new moon, it's not a new moon, or it's not a Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well. Then she saddled an ass and said to her servant, drive and go forward. Slack not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. Ride as fast as you can. So she went and came unto the man of the Most High to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass when the man of the Most High saw her afar off, that he said to Gehazi, his servant, behold, yonder is that Shunammite. Run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, is it well with thee? What's going on? Is it well with thy husband? Is it well with the child? And she answered, it is well. And when she came to the man of the Most High, to the hill, she caught him by the feet. But Gehazi came near to thrust her away, to bow down to his feet. That's humility. And Gehazi came near to thrust her away. And the man of the Most High, Elisha, said, let her alone, for her soul is vexed within her. And the Most High hath hid it from me, and hath not told me. This he said, did thou desire a son of my power? Excuse me. Did I not say, do not deceive me, don't lie to me? Then he said to Gehazi, gird up thy loins, and take my staff in thine hand, and go thy way. If thou meet any man, salute him not. If any salute thee, answer him not again. Lay my staff upon the face of the child. And the mother of the child said, as the Most High liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And he arose and followed her. Gehazi passed on before them and laid the staff upon the face of the child, but there was neither voice nor hearing. Wherefore he went again to meet him and told him, saying, the child is not awakened. And when Elisha was coming to the house, behold, the child was dead and laid upon his bed. He went in therefore and shut the door upon them twain, them two, and prayed unto the Most High. And he went up and lay upon the child and put his mouth upon his mouth. like blowing into his mouth. And his eyes upon his eyes, and his hands upon his hands. And he stretched himself upon the child, and the flesh of the child waxed warm. Then he returned and walked in the house to and fro, and went up and stretched himself upon him. And the child sneezed 7 times, and the child opened his eyes. And he called Gehazi and said, call this Shunammite. So he called her. And when she was come in unto him, he said, take up thy son. And she went in and fell at his feet and bowed herself to the ground and took up her son and went out. That was the power. But, you know, I was just showing you how her husband said, hey, it's not the Sabbath, it's not the new moon. Let you know we honored that. You see? In verse 23 said, he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? Why are you going to the man of the Most High? He said, it is neither the new moon nor Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well. She even tell him, she even tell her husband that his son was dead. But she had that much faith in Elisha, the man of the Most High, to make sure that she went, you know, dealt with him. Let him know, hey, my son is gone. Look at Baruch in the Apocrypha, the 6th chapter, and verse 67. Baruch 6:67. Neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen, nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon. The beasts are better than that. For real, for real. For they can get under a cover and help themselves. You know, like it's like it started raining. Animals got enough sense to get out of, you know, the weather conditions and so forth. It is then by no means manifest unto us that they are gods. Therefore, fear them not. And that's what we're dealing with. Superstition, things that come to play until this day. For as a scarecrow in a garden of cucumbers keepeth nothing, so are their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold. And this little idol too. No different than this one here. Where you at? Don't be trying to hide. There he is right there. That little idol right there too. You know what I mean? Always trying to appear as being something when it ain't nothing. That's Caesar Borgia. Pope Alexander VI of Rome, Rodrigo Borgia's son. And Warner Salmon painted in the 1940s, making millions of dollars. Y'all got it up in your living room everywhere. I got it sitting on the floor somewhere, you know. We go out to camp and let people stomp on it. You know, that's has no significance at all. That big lie has been told forever and ever and ever. And likewise, their gods of wood and laid over with silver and gold are like to a white horn in an orchard that every bird sitteth upon, as also to a dead body like Caesar Borgia that is cast into the dark. And ye shall know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rotteneth upon them, and they themselves afterward shall be eaten and shall be a reproach in the country, man. So it's better to say better therefore is the just man that have none idols, for he shall be far from reproach, from disgrace. And it's a fearful thing to be disgraced by the Most High. Man, that's something serious. Let's look at 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter. 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter. And that's what we got to look at, because a lot of things that we're involved in or have been involved in as a nation is dealing with idolatry. It's against the Most High, period. This is during the time of King David and Jonathan, King Saul, first King Saul's son. They're dealing with the new moon. Look at 1 Samuel, the 20th chapter. Start verse 2, it says, and he said unto him, Most High forbid, thou shalt not die. Because David was afraid that King Saul was going to kill him. Behold, my father will do nothing either great nor small, but that he will show it me. And why should my father hide this thing from me? It is not so. And David sware, moreover, and said, Thy father certainly knoweth that I have found grace in thine eyes. And he said, Let not Jonathan know this, lest he be grieved. But truly as the Most High liveth, and as thy soul liveth, there is but a step between me and death. So he was afraid that King Saul was going to kill him, but he was jealous of him. Remember the woman singing, Saul killed thousands, David killed tens of thousands. So that made him jealous of David, because he wasn't king of it yet. It said, Then said Jonathan unto David, Whatsoever thy soul desireth, I will even do it for thee. So this is what David asked for him to do. And David said unto Jonathan, Behold, tomorrow is the new moon. See, this is our custom. Tomorrow is the new moon, or the first day of the month, which we call the new month, and I should not fail to sit with the king at meat. But let me go, that I may hide myself in the field until the third day at even. If thy father at all miss me, then say, David earnestly asked leave of me that he might run to Bethlehem, his city. But there is a yearly sacrifice there for all the family. You know, David's family is talking about. If he say thus, it is well, thy servants shall have peace. But if he be very wroth, then he's sure that evil is determined by him. Therefore thou shalt deal kindly with thy servant, but thou hast brought thy servant into a covenant of the Most High with thee. They made an agreement together, him, David and Jonathan. Notwithstanding, if there be in me iniquity, slay me thyself. If any wickedness be in me, kill me yourself. But why shouldst thou bring me to thy father? Jonathan said, Far be it from thee. For if I knew certainly that evil were determined by my father to come upon thee, then would not I tell it thee? Then said David to Jonathan, Who shall tell me? Or what if thy father answer thee roughly? Jonathan said unto David, Come, and let us go out into the field. And they went out, both of them, into the field. Jonathan didn't know to the extent of how Saul, his father, was after David. Because you remember, he said he didn't tell him. He didn't tell him, but David was trying to let him know, hey, man, your father want to kill me. He threw javelins at him about 2 times. Because he knew David was going to be getting the kingship. Looking at the first day that David didn't show up for the new moon, Saul just expected that he had, some kind of issue that he was unclean. So we're looking at verse 26. It said, Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him, meaning David. He is not clean, see? Surely he is not clean, because you're not supposed to be dealing with the feast days or new moons or new months and the holy days if you're unclean. Men and women, so you women got to look at, whether you clean or not before you be coming to the holy days. And it came to pass on the morrow, just the day after the new moon, which was the second day of the month. You see, the first day of the month is the new moon that we observe. So it came upon the second day of the month, which is the next day after the new moon, that David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son, wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse to me? That's David's father, Jesse. Neither yesterday nor today. And Jonathan answered Saul, David earnestly asked leave of me to go to Bethlehem. And he said, let me go, I pray thee, for our family hath a sacrifice in the city, and sacrifices are for the atonement of our sins, freewill offerings and so forth. And my brother, he hath commanded me to be there. And now, because David was the youngest, and now, if I have found favor in thine eyes, let me get away, I pray thee, and see my brethren. Therefore he cometh not unto the king's table. Then Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan. And he said unto him, this is what he said, thou son of the perverse, rebellious woman. Wow. He said, thou son of the perverse, rebellious woman. Do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Jesse to thine own confusion, and unto the confusion of thy mother's nakedness? Wow. For as long as the son of Jesse liveth upon the ground, thou shalt not be established. I mean, you're not going to be king next, nor thy kingdom. Wherefore now send and fetch him unto me, for he shall surely die. Now, without a shadow of doubt, Jonathan knows that Saul wants to kill David. And that's what David was saying. Hey, you're gonna have an attitude. So you see, he spoke rough. He wanted to kill him behind that. Let's go to beautiful, wonderful, magnificent, fabulous, powerful Judith. Shoot, man, as a woman. Because Judith was so bad and so fine and so powerful, she cut the head of our enemy off. Chop, chop. Put his head in a bag and brought it back to the brothers of Israel. Say, here go your leader right here. Go the one that's against us right here, your oppressor right here. Let's look at Judah. She was a bad lady, boy. And the Most High answered her prayer. Tell you that. You get the victory over our enemies. Look at Judith, the 8th chapter. I'll start at verse 4. So Judah was a widow in her house 3 years and 4 months, right? And she made her a tent upon the top of her house. She put a tent upon the top of her house and put on sackcloth. This is like burlap. This is real. What we did in humility upon her loins, and wear her widow's apparel. She had widow's apparel. And she fasted. Listen to what she fasted. She fasted all the days of her widowhood. Say the ease of the Sabbath. This is when she didn't Sabbath. This is when she didn't fast. Say the ease of the Sabbath and the Sabbath and the ease of the new moons and the new moons. These days, these are the days that she didn't fast. Other days she was fasting. And the feast and the solemn days of the house of Israel, you see? So she ate during the days of the feast because they feast days, you're supposed to eat. Other days she fasts, meaning she didn't, she made her body a living sacrifice. And we went to Romans 12:1. She was doing that. Look what it said about her. She was also of a goodly countenance, meaning she was beautiful and very beautiful to behold. And her husband, Manasseh, had left her gold and silver and men servants and maid servants and cattle and lands, and she remained upon them. He left her with a lot. She was living large, but she was so beautiful. But you see, she honored the new moons like we are. When she heard the evil words of the people against the governor, that they fainted for lack of water, for Judah had heard all the words that Osias had spoken unto them, and that he had sworn to deliver the city unto the Assyrians after 5 days, gonna give up. Then she sent her waiting woman that had the government of all things that she had to call Osias and Shapras and Charmis, the ancients of the city. And when they came to her, she didn't tell her what she was going to do, but she did it. She straight did it. Chopped his head off. Boop, boop. Went to meet the one that was going to put us to death, and the men about to give up. She cried to the Most High, and he gave her the victory. He answered her prayer. All praise to the Most High. Okay. All you that coming in now, we dealing with the new moon. We're looking at scriptures pertaining to it to show you something that we did ourselves as the Israelites. Second Chronicles, go to Second Chronicles 2 and verse 4. And happy new moon, happy new month. Second Chronicles 2, and this is King Solomon building a house, because David King David couldn't build it. He had too much blood on his hand. He fought for 40 years, man. He had war for 40 years, put all nations in subjection to Israel. Second Chronicles, second chapter, let's go verse 4. Behold, I build a house to the name of the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that's his name forever and a memorial to all generations, to dedicate it to him and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual showbread, and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, listen, and on the new moons. You see, that's the first day of every month. It's called the new moons. It's the first day of our month, going by the moon cycle, not according, has nothing to do with Esau Julian calendar. On the new moons and on the solemn feast of the Most High our power, this is an ordinance forever to Israel. You see? So, First Chronicles 23. First Chronicles 23. And 31. Well, let's read verse 30. And to stand every morning, as the Levites would, to thank and praise the Most High, and likewise at even, and offer all burnt sacrifices unto the Most High in the Sabbaths, in the new moons, and on the set feast by number, according to the order commanded unto them continually before the Most High, and that they should keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the holy place, and the charge of the sons of Aaron, who are the priests, their brethren, in the service of the house of the Most High power. So that service, we say, the service of the Most High is the priesthood of them, doing all these sacrifices and so forth. That's why we have a high priest of Mashiach Yahushua is the ultimate sacrifice, where when you understand, you know, um, well, 1 Corinthians 1:22, we understand us like the Most High understands us, like he has talked about us in his scriptures. It tell you, for the Jews require a sign, you see, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. So we require a sign. So we're sacrificing those animals and knowing that we're going to do wickedness and have the wicked, whatever it is, takes for the sacrifice for the wickedness that we already do to sacrifice the most. That's why he said in Hebrews 10:4, he said, for it is not possible. It is not possible that the blood of goats and the blood of, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. You see? Wherefore, when he, Hamashiach Rashai, cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me. That's Hamashiach Rashai. And burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin thou hast had no pleasure. You see? This said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. You know him like that? Y'all say y'all believe in him. He said, he come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Most High. You see? Happy New Moon, you guy. I didn't see no. Oh, KJ. Khan. To do the will of the Most High. Let's say above when he said, verse 8, sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offerings for sin, thou wouldest not, neither has pleasure therein. You know why? Because Most High want us to be obedient, which are offered by the law. Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will. Shall come to do thy will, O Most High. He taketh away the first, and that he may establish the second. You see, by the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Mashiach Yahushua once for all. You see, so this is what we're looking at, man. Right now, but we got to go back and look at what we did do to know what we done in the past. See, a lot of people don't accept that because they don't believe in Mashiach Yahushua. They don't believe in the New Testament, period. Well, they're going to find out. Tell you that. Bet you that. Because he didn't have no New Testament. All he had to go by was the law and the prophets. So they got to go in there and say, okay, he's off here, he's off there. He's not the Son of the Most High. They got to prove that. They got to go back and forth. Because whenever you read the New Testament, there's no New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets. When anybody walked the earth, that's written about in the New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets. That's it. 2 Chronicles 8:13. Even after a certain rate, every day offering according to the commandment of Moses on the Sabbath and on the new moons. Here we are again. And on the solemn feasts, 3 times in a year, even in the feast of unleavened bread. These are 3 times that all men are supposed to come together. Even in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, which is 50 days after the Passover, and in the feast of tabernacles, which is when we were dwelling in tents. 3 times the Most High asked us to come together. That's all. You subtract 3 from 365, you got 362, I believe, right? 3 times a year, we can't do that? Come on now, y'all better think. No, we can't do it because we in captivity. So what else you doing? You're celebrating Christmas? What you celebrating? I'm gonna go over there to get some barbecue on the 4th of July. What you doing? Be downplaying our No, let me take that back. The Most High's holy days. Straight up. You say these my look, he say these my feast days. And y'all downplaying them? Come on. Mashak Yahushua kept the feast days. The apostles kept the feast days. What about y'all? I mean, come on. It's a law. You see, it's a law. Check that out. It's a law. Do you recognize that, or what you gonna do when he come for you? Is he coming for sure? Look what he said. I'll try Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23. Just so you know. A lot of people, they always point the finger at us, say, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong. Tell the Most High he wrong. Leviticus 23. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, verse 1 down, speak unto the children of Israel and said unto them concerning the feast of the Most High. It didn't say no feast of Israel, it say no feast of you, me, nobody else, but feast of the Most High, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, holy gatherings. Even these are my feasts. Come on. Even these are my feasts. You see that? Verse 4. These are the feasts of the Most High, even holy convocation, which means holy gatherings, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. You see? And it goes on to tell you the feast of the Most High in this chapter. So it's very important that you see this and do it. 2 Chronicles 31. Start at verse 1. We're gonna read 1 to 3. 2 Chronicles 31. Now, when all this was finished, all Israel that were present went out to the cities of Judah and break the images in pieces and cut down the groves, all these wicked idols, and threw down the high places and the altars out of all Judah and Benjamin and Ephraim, which is northern Israel. Judah and Benjamin is southern Israel. Ephraim is northern Israel also, and Manasseh, that's still northern, until they had utterly destroyed them all. Then all the children of Israel returned, every man to his possession and to their own cities. And Hezekiah appointed the courses of the priests and the Levites after their courses, because they're the priests. The Levites were the priests, the ones that administrate the law of the Most High. Every man according to his service. The priests and the Levites for burnt offerings and for peace offerings to minister and to give thanks and to praise in the gates of the tents of the Most High. Praise the Most High. He appointed also the king's portion of his substance for the burnt offerings, to wit, for the morning and evening burnt offerings. Remember, all these offerings, all these sacrifices didn't take away our sins. But we require signs, and the Most High gave us just a shadow of things to come for the future, when the Mashiach shall will be that ultimate sacrifice that we just read in Hebrews. For the morning and evening burnt offerings, and the burnt offerings for the Sabbaths, and for the new moons, you see? So on the new moons, it's like a new beginning. It's like a time where we come together and feast, but it was a time that our iniquities, our sins, our wickedness, whatever we did, could be forgiven whenever we went to the altar, if your mind was right to be able to stop doing what it is that you were doing wrong. You can't continue to do the same thing and just, oh, I'm just going to give a turtle dove or a goat for my sin, whatever, whatever it was that would, be equivalent for the sin that you've done to the priest to sacrifice for you. No. I mean, even the Most High told us this. That's what I say. When people don't know the Old to the New Testament, then they'll come up with their own little way of having people program and to think that's off. But it's clearly letting you know in Hebrews 10:26. Get that. Hebrews 10:26. We have to recognize, because you can't just do anything you want to do. That's not in the scriptures. Doing whatever you want to do. Hebrews 10:26. It says, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received a knowledge of the truth, and we know, class, what the truth is. We haven't sung it all night. Let's sing it. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Like you say, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. My child was not going to the Most High on your behalf. Ain't nobody going to the Most High on your behalf. It said, but a certain fearful, being scared, looking for of judgment that's to punish you for whatever you've done or we done, and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. You see? The adversaries are enemies, because if you're not doing what the Most High say do, you better read James 4:4. He said, hey, you at war with the Most High, you're a friend of this world, doing whatever you want to do, like the world would have you to do. So you at war with the Most High, you're enmity with the Most High, and you are the enemy of the Most High. Therefore, you become that adversary. That's the enemy, straight up. That's why we got to do what we got to do to be righteous to the best of our ability. Go to my brother Nehemiah. Better be glad Nehemiah ain't here right now. Nehemiah been laid a whole lot of hands on y'all. You better hope that spirit of y'all talking about the spirit is coming back. You better hope Nehemiah don't come back. Nehemiah jack a whole lot of people up. Nehemiah 10th chapter. Look at because Ezra and Nehemiah, they was around the same time hanging together, and we were dealing with a lot of men with other nations' women, and giving our daughters to these other nations. Our daughters going with the other nations. We're most I ain't with that. Look at we'll give a whole list here when you look at a lot of the men. Let's look at verse 28. It said, and the rest of the people, you can go and read before this. It said, and the rest of the people, and the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims, and all they that have separated themselves from the people of the lands unto the law of the Most High. You hear that? Separated themselves from the peoples of the land unto the law of the Most High. I'll read it again. All these have separated themselves from the people of the lands unto the law of the Most High, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding that the Most High told us not to give with these other nations. They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse and into an oath to walk in the Most High's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of the Most High, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Most High, our power, and his judgments and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons, and that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land. You hear that? So interracial marriages is totally out the window. Nor take their daughters for our sons. See? And this is what you're looking at. Because the Most High told us in Deuteronomy, just the law, Deuteronomy 7:3. He said, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. So we can't interracial marriage. We can't do that. For they will turn away thy son from following me. This is why. that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy these suddenly. That's why he's saying what he's saying. That we're not supposed to be dealing with, interracial marriage and so forth. You see? Point blank. So now, verse 30 again of Nehemiah, the 10th chapter. And that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. That's why the Most High gave every man his woman of his nation. And if the people of the land bring ware of any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, all y'all talking about you can sell and do things on the Sabbath day, say, if the people of the land that don't have the laws of the Most High bring ware of any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day, and that we would leave the seventh day, the 7th year, and the exaction of every debt. That's the year of Jubilee, where the debts are forgiven every 7 years. And a lot of these things that we look at that our custom was, it's supposed to be the same custom here, but a lot of times, you have to go in there and make sure they took it off your credit after 7 years. Also, we made ordinances for us to charge ourselves yearly with the third part of a shekel for the service of the house of our power, meaning for the priesthood, for the showbread, and for the continual meat offering, and for the continual burnt offering of the Sabbaths, of the new moons. You see, that's the first day of every month, the new moons, for the set feast days that we know that they are the Most High's feasts, Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Pentecost, Ingathering, Feast of Weeks. You got Feast of Blowing of the Trumpets, Day of Atonement, and Feast of Tabernacles. That the Most High ordained are his feast days. And we have our feast days, and we got the victory of our enemies, like the feast of, the Day of Nicanor, the Day of Simon. You have the Feast of Dedication, and you have Feast of Purim. We got Feast of Purim coming. This 1 month before the Passover. Exactly, on the 14th day of the last month. And the Passover is on the first day of the 14th day of the first month. So that's how you can know when Passover, once you have Purim, you know that Passover going to be 30 days after that. Those are our days. And those days that are the last 4 days I named were the days that we said we ordained that we get the feast. We will celebrate. So we got the victory of our enemies. So we ordained a feast for those days, just like they got 4th of July. That's America getting the victory over Britain and becoming a nation, right? 1776. So we have days like that we don't know anything about, but we got 4 days that we honor, as the Israelites, that we got the victory of our enemies. And all the time, there was a so-called white man that was mainly the head one that wanted to put us to death or get rid of us, the Edomites. And, we'll go through that. It's like we get ready to come up on the Day of Nicanor. And then Purim. That's 3 days in a row. Day of Nicanor, you got Purim, you got another day of Purim. 3 days in a row. They're all about, them trying to put us to death. You read about Purim and Esther, and the Maccabees for the Day of Nicanor. So, look at Ezekiel 46. Ezekiel 46. We're just looking at, how our custom was to keep the new moons. It's part of it's a law, really, that the Most High gave us in the time of Joseph when he was in Egypt. Ezekiel, the 4th chapter, 46th chapter, verse 1. Thus said the Most High Power. Ezekiel 46 and 1. Thus said the Most High Power. The gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days. But on the Sabbath it shall be open. That 6 days, then the 7th day is the Sabbath. 6 days, the 7th day is the Sabbath, y'all. It says, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath it shall be open. And in the day of the new moon, it shall be open. You see that? The day of the new moon, it shall be open. And the priest and the prince, shall enter by the way of the porch of the gate of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priest shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. So the gate is open all day until it's not shut until the evening, as he doing his offerings and so forth. It said this, likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before the Most High in the Sabbaths and in the new moon. So these are the times that, we worship before to the Most High. The Sabbaths, and the holy days, all the holy gatherings, and the new moons are Sabbaths. And the burnt offerings that the prince shall offer unto the Most High in the Sabbath day shall be 6 lambs without blemish, and a ram without blemish, and the meat offering shall be an ephah for a ram, and the meat offering for the lambs, as he shall be able to give, and an hin of oil to an ephah, that measurement. And in the day of the new moon, it changes. Look, in the day of the new moon, the first day of the month, it shall be a young bullock without blemish, and 6 lambs of a ram. They shall be without blemish, meaning they gotta be perfect. Okay. Hosea, the 2nd chapter. Hosea, the 2nd chapter. And you start at verse 9. Hosea 2 and 9. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax given to her to cover her nakedness. Because we was wicked against the Most High. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, that we love the enemies. Say, now will I discover her lewdness, doing all kind of madness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand. Like Masha said, you can't get once the Most High, you in the Most High's hand, you're going to get out of his hand. I will also cause all her mirth, all your happiness to cease. Her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Most I say you're going to stop it. That's why you look at, we have to learn all over how to come back to the Most High. It's feast days, man. New moons and so forth. So I will destroy her vines and her fig trees. Most I remember if you go back in this lesson, you're just coming in late. You'll see that the Most High said, "What did I do for you?" I said, I did so much good. You did so much good to us." And we like, whatever. That's why he said, "And I will discover her vines and her fig trees, whereof she have said, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me. Mm, mm, mm. And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them." You see that? Reason why, you think about it. The Most High, he's doing everything for us. And we're quick to say, I ain't gotta follow him. I ain't under no law. I'm under grace. Even to this day. We the same people. We the people of the book, y'all. That's why the Most High said, "I will visit upon her the days of Baalim," like it is today. Y'all still calling on Baal, I am, and all other letters that go behind Baal. That's what y'all do all the time. Been doing it, continue to do it. And that means Lord, Master. And you still calling on that. That's what it means, without a shadow of a doubt. Look, let me show you. This is the New Unger's Bible Dictionary. Y'all know I'll usually show you the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. This is another one. I'm just going to look up the first word in Baal. There it is right there. Bang. Look. You see that? First word. I got to keep showing it. See that? See what I mean? Lord. Right in your face, man. Come on. Any Bible dictionary. Matter of fact, probably any dictionary. You get them. It's going to say the same thing. And y'all still call them. That's why they burning up, their God Baal over there in Iran. Because that's significant. Who makes the money off of the Bibles? We don't. We don't. You know? But somebody's printing these Bibles, taking things out and putting things in. But y'all don't really think like that. It's something, I don't know. Or you don't care about offending the Most High? Go before the Most High and say, "I can call you whatever I want to call you. I can call you what these heathens put in this Bible to say, this is you." Better repent, man. Better humble yourself before the Most High. I know that. Or tell me I'm wrong. Amos 8:5. You can't say you love the Most High and do your research. It's coming out. I mean, it's coming out everywhere. If you really just take the time to look and see, I mean, they're putting it right in your face. That's why the Most High say, "Hey, you're going to destroy us for calling on Lord, which is Baal." Come on. We didn't call on that. That wasn't in our culture. Heard what he just said, though. And you can look at my lesson I did on Baal. Most High said, "I'm going to go to my place." Hosea 5:15. Until we acknowledge our offense. Because y'all say in a minute, y'all ain't no different than anybody else that say the Most High know my heart. Most High know my spirit. Yeah, he do. Say the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? The Most High do know. He know if you heard this, you ain't did your research to prove it wrong, and you still doing it, then you're offending him. That's why he said in Hosea 5:15, y'all. He said, "I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense." Stop there, y'all. Don't go nowhere else. And look at every kind of way that we could offend him. Because remember, he's the only one that's going to release us from our captivity. He's the only one that's going to set righteousness on this earth. The only one. Who? Name him. I'll wait, but I can hold my breath. Who? Or do you care about righteousness coming on the earth? You care about a righteous kingdom that's already prepared. It's already prepared. Just waiting to get our knuckleheads together, man. But whether you do or not, he got something that's coming with him that already is in the spirit. You know, those that are alive, he said, gonna take one of a city, two of a family. Those that are alive gonna be caught up with a Mashiach Yahushua before the nation come over this earth. For hour, he destroyed this place and started to set righteousness on this earth. That's why we have to humble ourselves before the Most High, man. Amos, the 8th chapter. It says, verse 4. Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the land to fail. Hear this, saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn? See? Let you know that you ain't supposed to be buying and selling on the new moon. It's just like a Sabbath. When will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn? And a Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and the falsifying the balances by deceit, you know, dealing with lies and dealing with cheating people and so forth. That we may buy the poor for silver and the needy for a pair of shoes. Yeah, and sell the refuge of the wheat. The Most High has sworn by the excellency of Jacob. Surely I will never forget any of their works. You better understand, man. Most High said he ain't gonna forget nothing that we've done. And think about it. We always asking for forgiveness. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you think you're so righteous that you don't have to ask for forgiveness. I hope not. You know, it's a fearful thing to fall before the Most High, and your pride, he hates you for being prideful. That pride is hateful before man and the Most High. Shall not, he said, shall not the land tremble for this? And everyone mourn that dwelleth therein? And it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. You got to understand, this is real serious. It's real serious, y'all, how we offended the Most High, man. He said, I'm going to go to my place till we acknowledge our offense and seek his face, because he turned his face away from us. Because we turn our face away from him. Like we've seen earlier, say, you ain't, what he said, look what he said. You got to understand. You could think you all that if you want to. You could build up somebody to think they all that if you want to. Most likely gonna bring them down straight up. Look what he said. 2 Ezra 1:27 said, ye are not as it were forsaken me. He said, we ain't forsaken the Most High. He said, but your own self, said the Most High. He said, we forsaken our own self, man. Man, don't understand. There's a time that he would say, hey, don't even pray for us, man. What if that time is when you really need the Most High and you asking somebody to pray for you and you fit in this category? What's your way out? What's your way out? Because he's saying it straight up. He said in Jeremiah 7:16, he said, Jeremiah 7:16, what if this happened and you really need prayer, or you need to go to the Most High in prayer, and you neglecting what it is in these last days through the Spirit of the Most High that's telling you to stop offending him, and you still doing it? And he said, hey, pray for me, pray for me. So we praying for you. And he said, hey, look, Jeremiah 7:16, therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. What if that happen? What if when you praying, since you got, I'm telling you, high-minded, whoever you are, that think that you ain't got to humble yourself before the Most High to change and keep on offending him, what does this happen to you? You really need the Most High. He your only hope. And he tell you this. He said, give you in Proverbs 1:24, he said, because I have called. Proverbs 1, the first chapter, 24th verse said, because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand, which is the men, and no man regarded. But ye have set it not all my counsel. If you think we not rolling with the Spirit, at least I'm not rolling with the Spirit, and you set forth all this counsel, like and with none of my reproof, you say, also will laugh at your calamity. This hit home, man. He said, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. This hit home. For me, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, like a tornado, like a hurricane, when distress and anguish come upon you, you start to lose things, everything you built is gone. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. That's you. That's us calling on him. You ain't ask nobody else to pray for you. You asked somebody else to pray for you. That was Jeremiah 7:16. Now it's you that want to ignore the fact that you offended him. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they have hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Most High. They were none of my counsel. They despise all my reproofs. Most every class I show you that BAAL means LORD. They even asked the man on Jeopardy. They said, hey, the whole panel, they said, hey, what is the Canaanite God LORD name? And he said, boop, BAAL. He said it. You know, I'm not saying it because most I said we're not supposed to be circumspect, cautious, very careful, and don't let the names of other gods come out of our mouth. He said it. I mean, it's right there. But, you know, you still going to make an excuse to come up with, you know, I know the Hebrew name and all that stuff. I say, okay, well, where you get that from? From Yiddish, the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew? Come on, man. They know we're in the captivity for our iniquity. So that's what they're going to continue to do. And you're going to be ignorant to continue to do the things. And I don't know what to tell you, except but you have to deal with the Most High on that. Ezekiel 45. I'm just about finished. But I mean, it's I can bring that out, BAAL, most of the time I read the Bible. That's why you hear it every class, because it's all in the Bible. AMEN, you know, that's who knows what whose last name is AMEN. I ask people, they ain't know nothing about that, man. That's ZEUS last name. Man. Ezekiel 45 and 16 and 17. All the people of the land shall give this oblation for the prince in Israel. And it shall be the prince's part to give burnt offerings and meat offerings and drink offerings in the feasts and in the new moons. You see, there it is right there. Part of our custom. And in the new moons. And in the Sabbaths, which is every 7 days, and the new moons and the holy days that the Most High ordained, they are Sabbath days. Now, the days that we ordain are not Sabbath days, but the days that the Most High ordained, you know, when you read Leviticus 23rd chapter, those are Sabbath days. And in the new moons and in the Sabbaths, you know, I treat them like Sabbaths because, you know, what's wrong with, you know, just going all in for the days that we are, you know, honoring, getting the victory over our enemies, you know, but it's still feast days. And in the Sabbaths, and you can cook on the feast days because you got to have food to eat. On the Sabbaths, but not on the Sabbath day. Regular weekly Sabbath, but the Sabbath days that are feast days, you can make a meal. In all solemnities of the house of Israel, he shall prepare the sin offering and the meat offering, see, and the burnt offering and the peace offerings to make reconciliation for the house of Israel. You see, thus said the Most High Power, in the first month, in the first day of the month, which is what? The new moon, shalt thou take a young bullock without blemish and cleanse the sanctuary. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering and put it upon the posts of the house and upon the four corners of the settle of the altar and upon the posts of the gate of the inner court. And so thou shalt do the 7th day of the month for every one that erreth, and for him that is simple. So shall ye reconcile the house, you see? Because, like I say, some people are simple. I mean, what can he say? You know, but he's telling you that certain sacrifices have to be done, you know, on the 7th day, which is the regular weekly Sabbath. In the first month, in the 14th day of the month, ye shall have the Passover, a feast of 7 days. Unleavened bread shall be eaten. You have the feast of the Passover on the 14th day of the first month, and then the 15th day to the 21st day is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You see? So we come together on the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The Passover can be done in the home. You know, it tells you that. But we come together, Solemn Assembly, the 15th. If you want to come to 14, 15, you can, but the 15th day is the day that we assemble. That's why they killed him on the Sabbath. Everybody was in the house. Nobody was together. They came to get, that's what had get him into the ground, as the law says, before off the tree, before, you know, the sun went down. But when the sun went down, that's when everybody was coming together for the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You see, that's our custom. That's our traditions and so forth. So that's why it's very important to, you know, go over what it is that we done to know how to operate, man. You know, the Most High told us in Jeremiah 10, I'm just about finished. Yeah, let's see. Jeremiah 10, 1 and 2. Hear ye the word which the Most High speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. Straight up. He said, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. But the heathen are dismayed at them, you see? So we have to grow up in this truth, man. We got to really look at what it is that we have done. This us. What we have done, we said, learn not to wear the heathen, because if you do, we tell you just what we done. Psalms 106:35. Now, that's what we done. We learn to wear the heathen until this day. That's why most people say we're not under the law, we're under grace. Where they get that from? What are you saying? I don't have to follow you, Most High. I follow the way these heathen have taught me to follow in these religions and so forth. So I call y'all Christian insanity. If you don't change, you're gonna be crispy. You're most likely gonna burn you up. Look what we did. Psalms 106 and 28. They joined themselves also unto Baal dash Peor. Remember the last one was Baal I mean, we look them up. They all have, you know, different means of idol worship that they put in this Bible as Lord. I don't care how you look at it. That's what it means, first and foremost. Any Bible dictionary, any dictionary you look at, period. You look at Baal, it's going to be Lord, first and foremost, right next to it. And they put it right in the Bible for you to say it. Listen, this is what we done. But here we still doing the same thing. Shalom, Ariana, Israel, welcome. And y'all give a like to the video. Give a like and share. and hit the bell so you know when I come on, you can be a part of it. They join themselves also. Remember, the Most High said, "Don't learn the way of the heathen," but said we join our way unto the way of Baalpeor, and ate the sacrifices of the dead. Thus they provoked him, the Most High, to anger with their inventions, and the plague break in upon them. Right? Most High was plaguing us for doing this. What you think? We got Jacob's trouble coming. I don't care how you look at this, it's coming. And what you think? He gonna be resilient? He gonna overlook you and you still calling on their gods that they believe in? Come on. You think they're gonna you gotta understand. You think they're gonna show you the right way when they know that their time is going down? They almost out of here. You think they're gonna show you the right way? No. It's already written what's gonna happen from the past, the present, and the future. This is what we did. Thus they provoked him to anger, verse 29, with their inventions, and the plague break in upon them. He was plaguing us, man. Tell you, man, 23,000 of us died. Then stood up Behetus and executed judgment. And so the plague was stayed. And that was counted to him for righteousness and to all generations forevermore. They angered him also at the waters of strife. So they went ill with Moses for their sake. Mashiach told Moses, speak to the rock. And they're going to bring his water forth. And Moses hit the rock. Therefore, the Most High told Moses, he showed him all the promised land. We try to make it to the promised land. Moses was a man that the Most High dealt with mouth to mouth. He didn't make it there. But yet still, some of you so big-headed and so prideful, you think you willing that the Most High got to bring you there? Who are you? Speak up. Why you ain't saying nothing? I'm asking what number are you, the 144,000? That's why it's a humility that we have to have, man. Ain't nobody made it. You didn't do it to the end. You could be out of here tomorrow, man. Most likely take your mind away from you. You ain't even dealing with the truth no more. How many people want to see come and go? That's why we have to be humble, man. Moses didn't make it. Because you get the Most High the glory. Y'all ain't praising the Most High that I can see. All praise to the Most High, sincerely. Man. Because they provoked his spirit, so that he spake unadvisedly with his lips. Must we bring water from this rock? Instead of Most High gonna bring water from the, you gotta understand this. Y'all could play the Most High down if you want to, but when he visits you, like he said, when you bring that calamity, he mock and laugh at you, what you gonna do when he come for you? I'm just a messenger trying to warn you ahead. They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Most High commanded them. How he love everybody? When they say, we destroy the nations, the Most High told us, destroy the nations concerning whom the Most High commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. And they served their idols. That's what we did, which was a snare unto them. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, Baal. And the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled their own works and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, we the children of Israel. Insomuch that he abhorred, he hated his own inheritance. He hated us for doing this. And he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them, make us say, loved us. And they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies, they that hated us, are considered our enemies, also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Say, many times did he deliver them. That's us, we the Israelites. But they provoked him with their counsel. Like I'm telling you now. You don't have to say L-O-R-D. You ain't got to say A-M-E-N. And you ain't got to say G-O-D, which is dog spelled backwards. You still calling on them. That's a European invention. When y'all saying God, you still saying calling on them. They created that word, put it in there. Who published the Bibles? Who make the money for the Bibles? Come on. Talk to me. Why y'all ain't talk about that? Y'all talk about everything else. Why ain't debating about that? Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel and were brought low for their iniquity. Nevertheless, regarded their affliction, gonna be Jacob's trouble, when he heard their cry. And what did you cry? And he don't hear you. He don't hear everybody's cry. We done read two places. But the Most High said, "Oh, you asked somebody to pray for you." He said, "Oh, you pray to me for them." And when you pray for yourself, he said, "I ain't gonna hear you." If you ain't locked into what it is that you look at, you offending him. You offending him. You put it like this. Let me give you a good example. You offend someone really, really bad. You embarrass them. You make them feel real, real bad. Then you come back and you got to ask them to help you. You done made them feel so bad they just want to if they could, if it was lawful, they want to take you out. You done hurt them real bad. And then you come back and you need them after you done offended them. Because y'all say that all the time. After you offend them, then you need them to help you get out of the situation. And you expect them to come through for you. And they walking around like they say if it was lawful, they'd take you out. That's how angry they are. And that's how we make the Most High feel, but we don't look at it like that because we play him down and he's the most powerful entity in the world. Look, Zechariah 7. And I'm finishing with this. Zechariah 7 and 12. Well, no, I don't want to start there. Verse 8. And the word of the Most High came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh the Most High power of hosts, power of army of angels, saying, Execute true judgment and show mercy and compassions every man to his brother. We the Israelites, man. And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor, and let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. See? He's supposed to be, doing these things because that's sin. Because it's not, maybe you can do it. No, you can't do it. But they refuse to hearken. We, the Israelites, refuse to listen and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. Yeah, they made their hearts, which is their minds, as an adamant stone. Lest they should hear the law. You hear that? That's the law. The same law that people be saying, we ain't under no law, we're under grace. They refuse. Yeah, they made their hearts, their minds as an adamant stone. Hard as can be, man. Lest they should hear the law that the Most High wrote with his finger. And the words which the Most High power of hosts have sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Most High power of hosts, power of army of angels. You hear that? That's what I'm trying to bring forth so that we don't have to keep on getting this wrath upon us, man. Therefore it has come to pass that as he cried, you see that? Most High made us in his image. He got feelings too. We made him cry. We made him cry. That's to say, therefore it has come to pass as he cried, as the Most High cried, and they would not hear. Hey, he cried to us, and we didn't want to listen. And they were not here. They didn't want to listen. He crying to us. And people don't want to hear. So they cried. It's going to be Jacob's trouble, y'all. They cried. And I will not hear, said the Most High Power. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Said when he cried, we made him cry. And we wouldn't listen. So when we cry, he said, he ain't going to listen. And what did he do to us before? He said, but I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through, nor returned. But they laid the present land desolate. And it's desolate over there, y'all. It's really, really desolate. For real, for real. So it's not a lot of people that's really going to look at this and change. It's one thing that, I find that our people don't want to do, or it's got to be, your leaders that got to tell you something, or whoever you believe in tell you. But just remember, we made the Most High cry. We made him cry. Because we wouldn't listen. This is console now, So we're going to end with on a happy note, Numbers 10:10, where we started from. Because it is a new moon, but I definitely have to go there because I have an audience and I want you to, hear and understand what we have done to change, man. You could change. You don't have to, just forget it came from me. Just look at what the word says. Look at what we've done. And look at definitions, look at what it is that we're doing and offending him. He said, I'm gonna go to my place until we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. So in our affliction, we're gonna seek him early. So that's all I'm here to try and, prevent a lot of us from going through that affliction. Listen, Numbers 10:10, also in the day of your gladness. So we got to come back to our gladness. And in your solemn days, in the beginnings of your months, which is the new moon, the new month today, ye shall blow ye with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifice of your peace offerings, and that they may be to you for a memorial before your power. I am the Most High, your power. And I say, Krum Most High, Krum Mashiach Yahushai, and Krum Yasharallah and Thawada for joining me. And join me on the 4th day at 7 p.m. I'm still going to be going over grace. Is it okay to sin because you're under grace? And join me at that time. And Thawada for joining me, and I'm out. Shalom. Thawada.